Yo! What is up? AJ and Carm here, episode 2 of the IBFit podcast. That's what we're gonna call it. Sweet. So we just hit 1 year of the gym being open. So I wanted to talk to you about what was your biggest win this first year?
I think win.
Or anything that surprised you this year?
That's a completely different question. Excuse me. No, I think the first thing I was going to say was that I just have been able to acknowledge the level of growth as far as my as a coach. I feel like I stepped into that online and got to really hold people accountable and get into their food and all of that and their programming. But now I've been able to get really vulnerable with the members and anyone that I've come into contact with, and I feel like my ability to connect with each member is something that I've been able to build a very individual relationship with every single member. I have my own relationship with every member, and I think that no one else has that. And I think that I have been able to do that because that's a huge part of being a coach with somebody, is understanding what else is going on in their life, not just them coming in here. So that's been really cool to just watch me as a major introvert roll into that and just really come into that to the point where people don't know that I'm an introvert.
Yeah. Especially with having about 150 people, you feel like you can connect with everyone?
I feel like I know everything. I feel like I know everybody.
Yeah.
Not I know no, you know what I mean? But I feel like I have because when you sit down and you talk to somebody about their goals and then you take progress pictures with them and then you're talking to them about where they want to be at and where they are now, and especially for the red carpet challenge we're doing right now, or that we just I just met with every person that's doing that challenge. It's at least 60 people, and everyone had to get down and gritty with me, and I really wanted to know what are you really looking for when it comes to results, and what is the mark for that for you? It doesn't matter if it's the right answer or the wrong answer. I want to really know what you're looking for to mark that progress, and and then where are you currently at and why do you feel that way? And having to have that conversation with somebody, I feel like I got through to them if I hadn't had that whole year of getting to know the members, and not just practicing, but practicing with all different types of people. I feel like when I was able to do the red carpet challenge, I was able to already kind of connect with them and then be able to go deeper at that point, which was super helpful.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's been easy for the members to open up to you? Or
I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. I feel like it is easier now because one, I'm better at it.
Yeah.
I think that I also a lot of the this was an internal challenge, so at least 60 of the people doing the challenge were members already, and I got to just build on top of the connection we already had or reconnect if they have been hiding from me.
I think that's something a lot of people just don't understand is every single day it is practice, with whatever you're doing, with your work, you're just, continuing to get better at it. Like you said, now you feel like you're at this level at a coach where you can really connect with everyone, but a year from now you're going to be even more connected and, be able to coach them even better.
I think that is probably, the biggest win. I think because in the beginning, that was my heart. I was so really stressed out about the whole person-to-person, in-person interaction. I had gotten really comfortable with the Zoom thing and the phone calls and stuff like that, and then having to do the in-person, not just the sales, which I surprisingly got really good at too, but the actual coaching somebody in person. It's just I got thrown into it because we just committed to this, and then it was just the two of us.
Yeah.
So I got thrown into that part, and I just realized I was either gonna sink or swim everything. And I don't sink, I refuse to sink. So I was just nah, let me just get real good at this.
I think that's been not one of the biggest challenges, but having to just kind of understand that it's not going to be perfect. We want it to be perfect, and just understanding that it's not going to be perfect, and understanding that it's going to take like 100 iterations for it to get to where we want it to be, and even when that happens, it's not going to be where we want it to be.
Well, I think my favorite part of it is that like when we first started, we had like, okay, we're going to start everybody on, you know, some kind of like version of a meal plan, like really get them involved in like coming into the gym, building a routine, and then learning how to eat like well, right? And like we will help them with like portions and macros and stuff to start, right? And then like help. But I think we quickly realized that just like when we went online, that everybody is so different, slash every single person is currently trying something or has tried something. Some of it has, some pieces of it worked, some pieces of it didn't. So it's just, it ends up being a very individualized thing. But it's not individualized to the point where everyone's getting this like individualized meal plan. It's everyone's learning how to eat better than how they're currently eating, right? And for some people, that's more food, less food, more of this, more of that, more protein, whatever. Some people just need to eat more. Like there's so many.
I think with that, it's just bringing people's awareness to what they are eating,
that's what it
and
ends up
having
being.
them understand, you know, how the food is affecting them, or like how they can be fueling better.
Yeah, and a lot of times it ends up being, you know, you're just as a coach pushing them and waiting for them and nudging them to come to that awareness or come to that realization on their own.
Without turning them off too.
Because awareness is very uncomfortable. Yes, you have the people who dive into that and like love that, and they're just like, oh no, this means I'm getting better. This means I'm changing. This means things like there are people who love that, and you know those are our people. But there are also majority of people who are like,
I don't like this.
I don't weigh myself because you know it's mean to me. No, the scale's not mean. You're being mean to yourself because you put too much value into the number that's on the scale. We're gonna still do this, but we're gonna like work through that.
Yeah.
Right? So every single person gets their own individual journey, but it is really cool because the same 3 or 4 things that we build our program on all work for everybody. Like you do need to like eat better. You do need to work out and strength train 3 times a week or more. You do need to do, you know, steady state cardio or activity, you know, throughout the day. Like, and I think that's what everybody should be doing.
And I think another big piece is like having a coach or having someone to hold you accountable and to kind of give you those nudges, but also like reel you back in when you fall off track.
Yes, so I think that that's where you come in.
What do you mean by that?
Because I feel like you're really good at like if there are people who like start to pull away from me because let's say the awareness is really uncomfortable. I feel like you have another like level, like type of connection with each member that I don't have. I feel like you have your own individual connection with everybody and I have my own individual connection with everybody. And I think that's really cool as owners of a business that we still have such a connection to the people that are in here every day. I feel like that's something that we're not willing to give up. And just because we're not on the floor, it doesn't mean that we're not connecting with them.
Yeah.
And so I really like how you're the first face that they meet. And I also really like how like you are the one that chases them down for me if I can't get back to them, like, or if they're not getting back to me, right? So like if I can't get somebody in here, you know, you're the one that I'm like, hey, like I really need, like, can you?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're able to connect with them in that way.
Yeah, I think that's like that's been one of my biggest challenges, you know, since starting the gym is shifting from like the floor coach, because you know that's my favorite part about this, but as the business owner I can't be the one coaching all the sessions. I can't be the one, you know, chasing down members all the time. So it's been like kind of finding my role as the business owner and not, you know,
and then
the head
delegating.
coach. Yeah. And that's a whole that's a whole other thing now.
Yeah, but I think something really cool that we have now that we didn't have before is our team. And
awesome.
I don't know how we managed to do this, but
that was my biggest fear with starting the gym. Is,
once it got bigger, we were like, all right, well, obviously we can't just keep doing this, right? And we found Mitch, and we were like, all right, cool, like we got this. We rolled with just the 3 of us for as long as we possibly could, and then thankfully found
Ryan came along, and then Steph. And
Darius, and now we have Alex. Yeah, I think that like
We're
now, now as business owners, and like you said, like you're like trying to learn how to like focus on that part of it, but also still stay connected to the members, but also make sure that the service stays at top notch or continues to get better. or meets the standard, like no matter who the coach is, or no matter who the member is talking to. So that's like our next like big obstacle, I think, or not obstacle, but just like thing we have to tackle as business owners.
Yeah.
Like in figuring out exactly, now that we did it, like exactly what we want to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was your biggest challenge, like in this first year?
I would definitely say like conquering how extroverted I had to be.
Yeah.
And have to be. Not like have to be. Now it's like feels pretty normal.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I really look forward to going home and not talking to anybody. Like I miss that.
Yeah.
And like I drive, without listening to anything and like, or I listen to my podcast. Like, so I just really try to like find the pockets of like quiet time, and it really helps me balance out. But I've also found myself like not being in here for a couple days, I'm like, I gotta come in here. Like, I'm not gonna like, and also that never happens.
Yeah,
That's
I was gonna say, when have you not
if
been
we're
here
like
for a
not
couple
in
days?
town? But yeah, like that exactly. Like I'm not gonna not be in here, even if I have no appointments. I'm still gonna come in, and I'm still gonna talk, say hey to the people who are doing personal training with other people, like or hang out.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your biggest win and challenge?
Biggest win was just the fact that we were able to do it, able to, pull it off, and at the level that we are.
Also, all the transformations.
Yeah, what?
And that's why I'm excited about
the
the
community,
school.
just like
that's why I'm
the
excited
feeling
about
that
school.
you get when you're in here.
Because I feel like we haven't shown everybody like all of the transformations, because they don't want to post it to the whole world on social. And that's why school is super cool, because now we're like going to get to show the people in here, like, look at what this person that's next to you in class, look at where they started. You just met them, but they did not look like that 40 pounds ago.
Yeah.
It's so like, that's what's really exciting about school.
Why do you think we've gotten people such good results? Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess I can answer that. Accountability.
Yeah.
And if you ask
just bringing people's I think it's the awareness.
But also, if you ask every single person when we ask for testimonials, or when they write reviews, or when they recommend us on social, right? It's a family. Yeah. That's what every single person says. And I think we have known that since we've been in group fitness, that is what sets group fitness apart. I don't think that we're group fitness people as individuals. I would never go to a group fitness gym and work out. We tried it and we fell in love with the fact that it was everyone working towards one goal together. The person next to you, if they don't, you'll hear me say, if you can't do it for you, do it for the person next to you for the last 15 seconds of the class. Like, that's what, that you don't get that if you go to a regular gym. Mm-hmm. So I think it is the family aspect, and that they also all say that they can tell that we genuinely care about the fact that they are getting results or not. Why would you come to a gym and not get results?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And unless you just like something's going on, right?
Yeah.
But like ideally or at least you're gonna know that I'm here and I'm ready when you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, everyone signs up to get results, but at the same time, sometimes
it's like more than that.
Yeah, sometimes you forget about it, and sometimes you genuinely, enjoy coming here, and it's not about the results, but at the same time, like,
that's why they join most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
There's two reasons.
Yeah.
If they're brought in by somebody already in here, they just want to be in here, right? Plus the results are a bonus. But I feel like a lot of people who don't know us that come in, they're looking for the results, and then they meet the community and they're like, all right, well, if I can get results and work out with these people, hang out with these people every couple months, like doing something fun, like why would I not? Like, and also again, like finding people who have healthy habits to spend time with, who do healthy things for fun, not, unhealthy things.
Yeah.
What was your biggest challenge?
I think just stepping into that leadership role, and like we mentioned, just learning how to delegate, because we obviously can't do everything on our own. So like learning how to delegate, learning what to delegate, learning, how to communicate those things, efficiently, while being assertive, right?
I also love that our team is like 30s or younger.
Yeah.
Like we're just a bunch of grinding.
That and like you said, like everyone here just genuinely cares about the members. They care about them getting results, but also them just feeling good.
How they're doing.
Yeah.
if one of us hasn't seen that member, they're gonna ask one of the other ones, and then, oh no, we saw them yesterday. Oh no, they said that they were sick, or oh no, they broke their wrist. Like it's so cool. I love that, and everybody knows everybody's name, which is super important.
Yeah, that was surprising. Like everyone was there.
They picked
like,
it up just as fast as we did.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's your identity. So.
Yeah. Talk to me about like your personal goals right now.
So I committed to a bodybuilding show at the end of the year. The only reason I committed to it, not the only reason, there are a lot of reasons, but I'm really excited because part of the reason I did it was because they just came out with a new division, and I'm going to be competing in a completely different organization, right? That's another thing that is new. But so right now I compete at OCB, which is natural, and that's all I've competed in, and that's what I got my pro card in. And I wanted to wait a couple years to get bigger. It takes a while to put size on naturally before I would make my pro debut for bikini. But they just announced, IFBB just announced a new division called Fitness Model Division, which is a step under bikini when it comes to like musculature and size. And because like now in like IFBB and NPC, like the girls are so big and so strong and just, even for bikini, right? Yeah. Just completely blowing the water when it comes to like the original guidelines for bodybuilding. So they created another one that's a step down. This is the first year that they're doing it. And I personally think this is my best opportunity to get into IFBB with being natural athlete. Mm-hmm. And at this time, I feel like I could totally do it in 5 or 10 years if I continue to commit to bodybuilding like that, because it takes so long to put size on. But with the way my body type is and the musculature I have now and the coach that I have a lot of faith that I would be able to compete decently this year. Because they also, like, the guidelines are still, like, yes, they have guidelines and stuff, but it's still very much like they're looking for the people who are going to set the standard. And I have a couple of members who I'm going to take on the journey with me too.
Yeah. I want to talk about just like your feelings or emotions behind like competing again. Just because, you know, our members, they think, or I know some of them think that it just comes easy to us. Like we enjoy working out. Like we don't ever struggle with any of those things.
I don't even know about that anymore.
Exactly. So like when we brought up like you committing to compete again, it's like, yes, it's something I want to do, but it's also something I don't know if you're scared of it. There might be like a little fear in the back of your mind with competing in a new organization. But like just all the feelings behind it, what's that like?
I will say like
just like committing to like a new goal.
Well, I would be so much more like freaked out by it. One, I'm like a decent amount of time away, so we're good. I'm in a build right now, so I'm not even thinking about that, right? But not even, and that's hard already. Mm-hmm. But I think because I have a coach that I feel really, really, really confident in, and I think like that is like the first thing. I think I have the fact that I have my pro card already, I think really in natural, I think that really helps me like mentally know that I'm not just like, not the first time where I have no idea what I'm doing, but I also have no idea what I'm doing just like the first time, because it's completely different posing in a new organization, just like I've never done it before. Mm-hmm. But that's what's exciting about it, is because I've always wanted to be some kind of, I don't know,
it's
something, represent something, and I think it would be cool to go in during the first year that something is a thing and be one of the people potentially that has the physique that maybe everybody ends up looking to be like, this is the standard for this division. I think that would be cool.
You are the standard.
Just wait. But I think like because I have a coach that I completely believe in, and that he has a team that he's also trying to accomplish the same thing with, and he is in connection with like, you know, just what the judges are looking for, and that I feel a lot better than I probably would if I was doing it on my own. I probably wouldn't do it if I was on my own.
Yeah.
Because I did the last show, it was just us. Yeah. And then I had a posing coach. So I think I mentally, like, this is my third week. like having the coach, and we haven't even done anything yet. Like he wrote me a program. I've done that for 2 weeks. I already see a difference in my physique, which is awesome. But I also know that I need to step it up 100 times, and I know that's exactly what I'm going to hear when I have my call with him today. So that's great. But I'm excited because it's going to only make me show up better for my members, at least for now.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm not as worried about right now going into because you're not competing. So I know that we're not both going to be in like a prep.
Yeah.
So I could dive as deep as I need to into prep, and I know that I will have support versus like us having to support each other during a prep. So I feel like we didn't go into the prep as deep as we probably wanted to.
Yeah.
Which you say that every time, but like I know that this is like I want to dive into this. And I've every week leveled up a little bit, but now it's like, okay, like you really are like doing it.
Yeah.
And I know that I could go all the way in because of how I've timed it.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing I was worried about is we have a lot of trips like not a lot of trips. We have a couple of trips planned. And I don't want to, because of how much we work and stuff, I want to make sure that I balance my life out and that I do take off when I have the opportunity and to spend time with you too, because we don't, you know what I mean? We spend time together at work, but it's different.
Yeah.
So making sure I balance it out, and competing is not part of that balance. Competing is, it piles on top of everything. It's a blanket on top of everything.
Yeah.
So but I'm ready for that.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And I think that it's also going to help you too, because you're always looking to level up. And I'm the one that always pulls you back when it comes to like, not pull you back like that, but like I'm the one who's down for a snack when a snack's not on the plan. You know what I mean? So if I can't have a snack now, snack is not in plan. Like there's not even a snack in the house because I can't not have it.
Yeah.
So it helps you too, which is why I was eager to commit to it. And then I got another gym membership, and I've been able to go there, and that's mentally checked me out from being here, because not like here in a bad way, but I've met with 75 people in the last 2 weeks, like individually, and it's been really good to mentally like pull out.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Anything else other than like fitness? Any other like goals?
I would like to, I just want to pour into our team.
Yeah.
That's all. I feel like they're all very, very like willing and committed and goal-oriented and like want to build and help us grow as much as possible for themselves, but also for us, because they know that we're going to reciprocate, and I think that we have that. So I just want to pour into them as much as possible.
Yeah. I think as far as like trends,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like I'm personally like not up to date with that kind of stuff, just because I just believe in just you overall just being consistent, and
he's the habits guy.
Yeah, just
which that is trending actually.
Oh, it is?
Yes. So it's like a all around coaching, like a holistic coaching, and that's very trendy now. And you'll hear a lot of people say, like, same with like the anti-inflammatory meal plan that we're doing right now. That's very trendy, and those are things that are like, because people are realizing what's in the food, people are becoming more aware of like it's not just calories. It is calories in and calories out, but that it's not just calorie counting, right? It's the quality of your food, it's macros. I think that those are all things that are trending right now. That makes sense with what we're doing. Another thing that's trending right now is training glutes, which we are definitely contributing to. Training glutes. So I think we've been incorporating that, and I think it's really important for guys to train glutes too. A lot of guys have like underactive back there because they don't need to do it. But like strengthening your lower back is huge. So I think we've contributed to that as well. And then something I've heard a lot of people say is that they just don't want to be so focused on the scale.
Yeah.
And we 100% agree with that. But
I think
there
when people,
are like boundaries.
Yeah, try not to focus on it. It's like, well, you want to lose weight, we should know what's going on with your weight. Like, and that's something like the more you see that number, the more numb you're going to become to it. But like, it should be trending down.
In general, if that's your goal.
And that's like, you know, people who want to focus on their finances is like, you need to look at your bank account. You can't just avoid it. You're not going to know what's going on.
And I think a lot of people, the people who don't like, when you look at your weight every day, and you track other things too, then you can make connections, and you can figure out why this is happening. But if you don't, then you don't know why, you're just guessing, and then you end up reacting to the number on the scale, which is not on the plan, which then changes the rest of the week. So now we have no idea if what we committed to is working or what you're doing is working, and that's why you don't want to get on the scale, because you never know what it's going to say, because you're not doing anything consistent enough to be able to expect the number to do something.
Yeah.
So
stick with the plan.
It's consistency. Yeah. I think another thing that is, we have a couple of clients who are training for High Rocks.
Yeah.
So that's really cool because it adds like a competitive edge to training, which I've noticed a lot of our like higher performing athletes are looking to be challenged in a way that's like, it's a mental challenge, right? They're not necessarily, the physical challenge is part of it.
Other people,
it's against themselves.
They want to,
that's
see
why
their
bodybuilding
progress.
is cool.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. But High Rocks is cool because like you could do it with a partner. A lot of people want to train with somebody, and it's basically like stations, and they do like box jumps, wall ball, like a bunch of different like high intensity things, and they try to do it within a certain amount of time, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's similar to like CrossFit games, like combo,
like the DECA,
like DECA, that kind of thing. But anyway, like that's like another type of like higher intensity training that people are doing right now, which, I mean, I guess our Wednesdays can be comparable.
Yeah.
But we try to do more strength.
I think one of the reasons for our success is, like Mitch mentioned it before, like we're in here, they see that we care, but like we're also in here, we're cleaning, like we're reaching out to members, we're doing all of that kind of stuff. And like, I think that's something that when we were working with franchises, like the owners, they just opened it just because they thought they were just going to make money from it. But
it was a side hustle.
Yeah, and this isn't like, especially the gym industry, like this isn't a side hustle. Like you need to be all in, you need to care, put everything that you have into it. And I think that's something that they see, and it's something that you respect, and I think that they respect us, and we respect them.
Yeah, and like I said before, I think it's the fact that we try to operate like a family, and we try to like make everybody feel like included and inclusive. It's a very inclusive place, and we've heard a lot of times like very diverse. And I think like it's really cool when you're like in the room with 20 people and everybody.
Yeah, I was taking that group picture yesterday. There was 23 people in there, like 23 different people.
Yeah.
All, with different goals, but similar goals. And it's cool to have everyone in there, like
and they're bringing their people.
Yeah.
Like that's the best. That's why we've grown.
Yeah.
Is because people bring their friends, their family.
Yeah.
What are the things that you feel like we could improve on to make this better?
I think just as a business, we go in with like this way that we want things done, the way that we think things should be done. But like as you get into it, you realize, like we mentioned, like it's not one size fits all. You actually have to coach each individual person. And we have this way that we want it to be done, but it just doesn't, work out that way sometimes. I think something that like we're really working on this year is delegating more to our team, because they are, super capable of doing it. But that just comes down to us, being able to communicate what we want and how we want it done, but also giving them like the power to do it, how they would do it too. And I think it's something like we go home every day and we talk about, how it could be better. And it's being willing to change things up and not being, stuck in your ways.
Yeah, we've definitely figured that out. I think you're right too. I think one of the things that would really help us improve is just like figuring out how to make sure that we are not the product, like us as individuals. Like that's a lot of why people took a chance on like a new gym, is because they met us or they knew us from another gym and they liked the way that we trained, and they were like, hey, they're opening a gym, it can't be bad, and they were totally right. But like at that point now it's like, okay, now like how do you teach other people? How do you teach other people to do what you do and
at a way that's better? You want them to be better than
exactly.
you.
Exactly.
So it's really, and that's like them adding their own spin to it, I think.
Which is what we're trying to tell them when it comes to like their coaching of the classes, right? Like, yes, we have it set up in a certain way, but like, please, like, take, like, everybody gets the opportunity
add
to
your own
write the
personality
workouts.
in
Yes.
there.
You know, add in the things that you want them to train, and add in like, you know, the level of intensity and how you want to coach. Like,
yeah, I think probably the biggest thing is just like our communication with each other. You know, being open to hearing each other's feedback, and having our like weekly meetings where we do talk about, you know, how we want to improve for the next week, like what's actually going on, making sure like our schedules are aligned. We have our meetings with our coaches, and it's just explicit communication. Just
it is literally communication. And I think like that's
so much communication,
especially with owning a business with your spouse. Right? So everybody is always like, you guys,
I could never.
Yeah, I could never work with my spouse. Like, I can't wait.
But I think, not that this has made us better, but like we're probably in the best place that we've ever been.
Yeah. Communication is a huge reason for that. I think like now we just communicate everything, because that's just part of, not that we weren't before, but now we communicate
just on a different
with every
level.
single thing that now included in our relationship. That's just one of the things that's improved, because communication has improved. And I think we also just happen to like be really good friends. Like we just like enjoy each other. It's like company, and like just when we're not here, we don't go home and like go into different rooms. Like we're just right next to each other and talking about this. But it's working for us. And I think a lot of people are, and I think that because it's fitness and because we love fitness, that's why it's working for us. I think that if we weren't big fitness people, this would be extremely, extremely draining.
Yeah.
And it's not even fitness, it's coaches.
It's coaching.
Because you're also it's exploring
people,
other types of
it's
coaching.
Communicating with people.
Yeah,
like,
it's literally like,
I think that's my favorite part about, or not my favorite, but like just something that I've learned the most is it's just asking questions, asking the right questions.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers. I'm going to ask you the questions, and you're going to give me like the answer. You're going to figure out like what's right for you. So it's just asking the right questions, and most of the time just listening.
Yeah, because
listening so you can ask the right questions.
Yeah, because most, like you said, like everybody's got different goals, but a lot of them are the same goals. You know, it's just like something has to change because of the way that you live your life, because of your family, and because of your health. Like those are the things that change things. And I don't know those things. You're telling me those things. And I only know what you tell me. That's another huge thing. And that's where the trust and the communication as a coach comes in. That's why I try to meet with you 3 or 4 or 5 times in the first 6 weeks of you being here, because by the end of the 6 weeks, ideally I will know enough about you to be able to then set you up for the next set of your level of your success. The first 6 weeks is, you know, that's my window. That's me getting to know you. Yeah. You know.
All right, this has been episode 2. We're super excited for, you know, the coming year. We're super excited for even more members to come through the door, to get people even better results, and just to continue to do this thing, continue to, you know, get better throughout this whole process.
Yeah, we have a huge community that is waiting to get bigger, and we'll welcome you with open arms, and we'll be here.
Waiting
for you. Yeah.
Sweet. Like, comment, share, subscribe.